Kazaya with All in the Cards, coming to do a reading. This reading is another one of our what? Whys, right? So we know what that is. We know what our whys, this is our suicidal cases in reference of someone out there who committed suicide. And I would like to first start off by letting you guys know, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you for coming in and allowing me to read for you today. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. You know the drill. So today's suicidal case, family, as I always tell you guys from the beginning, if you have those suicidal thoughts and you feel that you're going in that direction, please stop and dial 988 from your cell phone, or check below this box. It is the suicidal number and hotline. All right, please don't do it. We love you, we need you, you are needed here on this planet. You have a purpose. All right, so we're getting into someone who decided to move forward in reference of that based off of what they state online. I have researched her. I knew of her, but I didn't know of the music because I'm not really into country music. But I do like country music. It's kind of like I don't know a lot about it though, right? But I did know the Judds. So we are doing Naomi Judd. And I didn't even know that she had committed suicide as they stated online. So family, a lot of these cases that I'm getting, some people send to me, some I get while I'm just looking for some, you know what I'm saying, cases to do and so forth in my research and stuff like that. But this one came to me and I truly did not know that she had committed suicide, family. I did not know. So I send all love to her family in reference of that. So we're gonna go in and see what we can see in reference of her chart. I did pull her chart, which I did find her date of birth, and I'm gonna just tell you guys a little bit of what I found in doing her date of birth and in doing her chart, pretty much her birth chart, right? So sometimes we have to look at the astrology, right, the spiritual astrology, to see exactly what could have been going on spiritually, right, on your path. And also but I'm gonna keep that short because we're here to look at the cards, right? So I will be using my cards that I always use, which is the words of the truth, right, to see exactly what it is that she wants to tell us about her leaving this planet. She was 76, family, so she was up in some age, you know, when she did decide to, it said a self-inflicted wound. Okay, so they said she shot herself. This is the words of truth that we will be using in reference of letting her speak her truth. But I'm gonna give you some background just in case some of the people here on my channel may not have heard of her before, and I like to enlighten you of who we're speaking of. Of course, you guys know I have my notes. But Miss Naomi Judd, her original name, which I didn't know this either, is Diana Ellen Judd. And she was born in Kentucky, and she was born on January 11. So she was a master number 11, right, in reference of her actual day of birth, right? So Miss Judd, she was, you know, in a group, you know, a country music group with her daughter. She was a young mother though. I didn't know that either. She was a teenage mom from the age of 18. So we had that in common, okay? But she had two daughters. One of them came later on with her second marriage, but her first one was with a guy that, you know, she wound up, it was just, you know, being a single parent and so forth with that situation. But that was Wyona, and she had Ashley. Wyona is the one that she wound up having the group, the Judds in the 80s, early 90s, and they wound up breaking up in 91, which I didn't realize it was that early that they had broke up. A lot of her energy is showing definitely that she had a lot of things going on in reference of her, you know, just, I do see some things that could have been mental instability, unstable, you know, emotions and so forth that she had to deal with, even from her childhood in reference of her father and her mother. I did see where her father owned a gas station at one time in her life, and her mom was some type of cook. I did read that. But I do feel like a lot of her anxiety and depression played parts based off of her childhood, as well as the things that she went through in reference of relationships over, you know, the years, right? Because she was married twice, you know, she had to go through all those ups and downs in reference of her children. And, you know, I feel like she had a lot in reference of her being a mother, a lot to carry, you know, in reference of, you know, just wanting to have love and be loved. I seen a lot there in reference of that. She really needed a lot of healing, a lot of interventions in her life in reference of people coming in to intervene and just maybe helping her to, you know, coach her through some maybe even moments that she didn't have, or she felt like she didn't have anyone, is what I'm seeing in her chart. But a lot in reference of just energy around love, family, and what another thing I do see that, you know, with that with her energy around her birthday, right, in her chart, it was a lot of energy there in reference of sorrows and regrets and things that she wished she could have changed in the past, right? But she also had a lot of deep down obsessions and things like that over specific topics in her life or situations and, you know, human experience things, right? And so I feel like that could have caused a lot of her mental anguish as well. She had a couple of health scares. I think she had like a hepatitis C situation to pop up in her life, so that kind of pushed her over to the edge as well. But when she passed in at 76, family, I do see she still was going through some things, but she passed the day before she was inducted into the country music Hall of Fame. I thought that was very interesting. She's dealt with a lot, you know what I mean? I just feel like she's dealt with a lot. But she did have a lot of, I just, you know what, how I feel when I'm tapping into her energy and meditating over Miss Naomi Judd, a very low energy, like, you know, she felt very low, right? Like sad a lot, you know? So we want to get her to tell us what exactly may have been happening to her. I do still feel like it was some deception around her death. I'm not gonna, you know, sugarcoat it, right? I had to tell you what I feel and, you know, over meditation and so forth. But I do feel that Miss Naomi Judd may have not just, you know, as we've seen in some of these cases, but we don't know until she tells us her story. But based off of what I'm seeing numerology wise and what I'm feeling, is like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, that she would have just killed herself, you know, before that major event as well, right? But you never know. But I do see, you know, deception, you know, could play a part in this situation. You know, she passed on 4, which was April the 30th, okay, in 2022. I do feel that, you know, Miss Naomi Judd, I do feel like she did have some mental situations, but a lot of times that is the downfall in reference of having these mental illness diagnoses, especially when the public knows, right? Because then that can be carried out in reference of a situation about your death, right? Your demise. But that is why ancestors told me to start doing these cases so people can reveal their truth, even though, you know, who am I? This is all allegedly, you know, all just in my, you know, spiritual guides coming in and them coming in as spiritual beings, you know, to tell their truth, right? And everything here is allegedly, you know, I don't know these people, you know, we have to say all for entertainment purposes here on YouTube and not factual, you know, all of that has to be said. But I just feel that, you know, she felt that she was judged, even though that's like, it sounds crazy, but I do feel like she, since her name was Judd, right? But I do feel like she felt that she was being judged. You know, in the Western, she was a Capricorn, so she was a hard worker, right? But she also could have been a prayer warrior, where she prayed a lot about situations, because the biblical sense of what I did research about Miss Naomi Judd is that she changed her name. Her real name was Diana Ellen Judd. And the reason why she changed her name to Naomi is because Naomi she was paying homage to the biblical Naomi in reference of being left with no husband and moving to another land. That's why she changed her name. So she took it from the biblical standpoint. And so I still feel like, yes, she was judged. She felt judged behind that as well. You know, like, you left with 2 kids, no husband, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Because unstable father was also in reference of some things. Hold on, y'all. You know, I got to turn my air on because I get hot when I start getting into spirit. But I do feel that. I do feel, you know, it's just a lot in reference of what she had to carry and what she had to endure, right? I do feel that, you know, Miss Judd probably went through a lot over her course of her music career, you know, a lot in reference of being inspired and trying to do things in her music career to, you know, keep up with some of the other country artists out there. And they were like a top group at one time, right? So, you know, I just feel that she had a lot going on. She was a Sag in the verdict, which definitely is the golden child with all the success she's had. I do feel like she needed mercy and understanding. I think she needed a lot of forgiveness in her life. I do feel like, you know, with that Capricorn energy there, she definitely needed, you know, she could get through a lot of different things. She was 76. She went through a lot of life. You know what I'm saying? She survived a lot, right? She was triumphant, a warrior through some things, you know? And I just don't see at 76. It's kind of wow. I mean, Don Cornelius did. I hate to bring him up in another person reading because he actually did commit suicide. But we're going to see and let Miss Naomi Judd speak and tell her truth through the cards and ask her exactly what she wants to tell us in reference of what happened in reference of April 30th when she is no longer here. So let's go ahead and spray some of my sacred space because I've been doing some readings today, family. Ooh, excuse me. Sacred space. Ooh, flew in my eye, but it smells amazing and it just breaks up the energy, right? I am burning some frankincense, and I was burning a little bit of my resin earlier as well. You see me put on my connected spirit, which is my third eye oil, and we're going to get started. We're going to call the ancestors in and get started. I am playing a little Malti behind. You know, that's the mellow energy of music I like to play, right? So let's go. She said, honey, I'm glad you here. That's what she said. She said, I'm glad you here. Just as clear as day, and I could see her face. She said, I'm glad you here. In a country voice, too. She said, honey, I'm glad you here. Oh, we're going to use the words of truth and get started, family. That's amazing. That made me smile. Now, honey, I'm glad you're here. I see her face and her saying that in her country voice, honey. Honey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, honey. That's what she said to me. All right, honey, I'm glad I'm here too. So let's speak, Miss Naomi. Tell your story on what truly happened to you on the day that you left this planet on April 30th. In your home, they said you did self-infliction, gunshot wound. Do you want to tell us, please let us know what happened on that day? What were you thinking? What do you want to say? Let us know through the cards, Miss Naomi. What's going on? What happened? What happened on that day, Miss Naomi? What happened on that day, Miss Naomi? Here we go. Naomi, come through the cards, love, and tell us what happened on the day that you passed. Miss Naomi Judd. Naomi Judd, come through and let us know what happened, honey. I'm glad I'm here too. Tell me what happened. You got a sweet soul. My God. What happened, Naomi? What happened, Miss Judd? Ashe. Captured. Wow. Wow. Family, let me show you. Now, I told you guys, I felt some deception or something, right? I don't know, but let's see. Harmed, okay? So she's saying she was harmed. Chaos. Stalker. State. Now, you know, state can mean state of mind or in the state that she was in, like the actual physical state or the state of your mind or the state of the situation was that she was harmed, is what she's saying. The state was that she was harmed. Remember, I look at everything in the spread, family, out of the 6 cards we pulled. Besides state was mind games. And beside mind games is stay or go away. And on the bottom of the deck, we have captured. So why would she be captured, she's saying? What was captured? Why would we have this? You know, especially was there chaos going on? Did you feel that you were being stalked? Because stalker and stay and go away is the same aggressive energy. It's like as if she felt somebody was stalking her or somebody was, coming up against her in some way, because I have chaos and mind games underneath of each other. So there was some type of chaos amongst Miss Naomi is what she's saying. Somebody was playing mind games. It was definitely something that she felt somebody was trying to cause harm. Phone went off. Confirmation. Let's see. Here we go. Naomi, speak. Why is harmed here, Naomi? Because they said that you harmed yourself. Was that because of what you may have been going through? Why is this here? Harmed, Naomi. Naomi Judd. I was about to say Campbell for some reason. Naomi Judd. The judicial system harmed. Captured still. So was it that somebody tried to capture something that may have been going on with her, maybe legally? Because she gave me judicial system harmed. So this is something different. This is like in reference of some type of legal situation where she felt she was going to be harmed. In reference of some type of legal situation. It could be a contract. It could have been anything legally. A lawsuit, a divorce. Could have been anything. She felt she was being harmed by a judicial system. She was being taken about, captured by this system in some way. And I know it has to be something attached to a judicial system because we have state underneath of it. And normally state could also be government, like the state that you're in. Maybe a judicial system within the state that she was in wanted to cause some type of harm to her. Maybe she had some type of lawsuit, some type of paperwork, something's coming back in reference of correspondence or judicial situation, and maybe in the state that she was in. Maybe she felt that she was being stalked or hound or when someone stalks you, it's like they're constantly coming after you. So maybe she felt like something was constantly coming after her at some point in reference of this judicial system. Clarity on the state. What are you trying to tell us with the state, Miss Naomi Judd? Naomi Judd, why are you trying to tell us about the state? What state? The state her body was in. Sexual partner. And I don't know why, but this was coming to me before too. So I do feel that Miss Naomi is saying the state where her body was found, there's a sexual partner attached to that state where her body was found. I feel like maybe Miss Naomi may have been going through some type of relationship situation. But I don't remember if she was still married. It didn't say. Maybe she was, or maybe they were going through a divorce, or maybe she was going through a divorce again, because judicial system and the harmed, and then a sexual partner. So is it like that, you know, this looks like it could have been like a harm through a divorce with a sexual partner, with a husband, or, you know, someone she was with. And that may have been why she, you know, did this also. Let's see. Because the body means like her physical body, you know what I'm saying? And that body could be in reference of why she did that to herself, is what she's saying, right? Because of this situation with this person. And that could be why she's saying the mind games and the chaos. But let's keep going. Miss Naomi Judd, give us clarity in reference to what you're trying to tell us with this chaos, love. What was the chaos you were going through when you left this planet? The chaos that you were going through that made you feel like you had to take yourself, or what was the issue? Powers to be brought the chaos. Demonic. Ooh. Okay. And they were playing mind games. So this was a secret society. This was could have even been the industry. We always got to go back there, because, you know, they did say that this situation happened to her the day before she was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. And she's telling me that there was chaos with the powers that be. And the powers that be is the same as the mind games. It's also the same as the state that's on her body. Give me the mind, and she gave me demonic, so something very evil, wicked energy coming off of this demonic, coming off of that powers that be. These people are very wicked, right? They bring the chaos, they bring the blood, they bring the contractual situations that are blood contracts as well. When you sign on the dotted line, it don't matter when you coming, going out of that industry, or dealing with these people that are in the powers that be, that are in the elite. Everything here is allegedly all in the name of the Most High and Spirit, but this is what the spirit of Miss Naomi Judd is stating. There was chaos with some type of secret society, some type of powers that be, and they were bringing some type of evil chaos towards her. Mind games, Miss Naomi Judd. Mind games. What was the mind games that were being played, love? Miss Naomi Judd, tell us what happened to you in reference of these mind games. Miss Naomi Judd, tell us about the mind games. Payback. See, because they felt she owed something. Someone felt that she still owed them something. Somebody wanted some payback. And that could have been a debt owed. So that goes back to some type of debt owed, money spent, you know, maybe to an industry, you know, maybe to a, maybe to the industry, but what I was saying was maybe to a record company or something of that sort that played mind games with her. And this is with a male. A male is associated with this person that may have played some type of mind games and wanted to be paid back. Some male felt that there was something that was a debt owed with Miss Naomi. And this person, probably a male of this energy that was bringing this chaos to her, and he was stalking her. He wasn't actually like a stalker, you know what I mean? But stalking her is like constantly at her about this situation, stating that she owed him something, stating that she was gonna pay him back somehow, you know? You're gonna give me my money back. I put a lot of money, time, and spirit and energy into you, and your your time and your group and everything like that. It's so much red here. That's like blood contractual energy that I'm getting, especially with this judicial system. And she telling me that that was about harming her in some type of way. Why would the judicial system be a harm to her? Because of some type of payback, debt owed. Why is the stalker here, Miss Naomi Judd? Why is the stalker here? Why is the stalker here, Miss Naomi Judd? Speak to the cards and tell me, why is the stalker here, Miss Naomi Judd? They chose her, this stalker, they chose to keep a son. Somebody's son chose her to keep coming at her. So I feel like the males and this son has something to do with who was coming at her about this situation with this payback or with this money situation or whatever contract or even the music. There was something, somebody's son or a male that was the son to the record label executive or something of that sort, but they elected to keep bothering her about this situation. Whoever this was or whatever this was becoming a stalker, she's saying. She said they were a stalker because they were stalking her. They kept worrying her about it, is what the energy I'm feeling. Stay or go. Why is this here? See, maybe this was what she was feeling, or maybe this is how she felt, or maybe she felt like this is what she was going through in her mind. Do I want to stay here on this earth, or do I want to just go away? Tell me, Miss Naomi, what is it that you want us to know? I had a card to fly out on the floor in reference of stay or go. Stay or go. Miss Naomi Cameron, tell us about the stay or go. Yeah, she said she was in her ego with that question to herself. Yeah, and she told people this over the phone, over the computer, or she felt like it was like, you know, so much coming at her on this digital platform, even internet, social media, could have been her cell phone, could have been her telephone. I feel like she's seen people in their ego as well, because you see how the ego and the digital is the same colors. This definitely is the same energy in reference of someone either having an ego or her having an ego. But somebody was living in their shadow, okay? And yeah, a big ego. And I feel like it was either her having an ego, somebody making her feel this way that had an ego as well. Whether, you know, it's like, you know, listen, you can either do this or you can go. Or maybe even in reference of her music, her career. You know what I'm saying? They probably had an ego towards her, or whoever had an ego towards her, whether she should stay or go. Because I remember a lot of times on in the news, in the media, they was probably trying to get her to come back a lot and do things. You know what I'm saying? And it probably was some things that, you know, went, you know, was with her phone, or maybe they was reaching out to her. You know, I'm not sure, but we can clarify that one more time. Give me another card in reference of stay or go away in reference of the ego, Miss Naomi Judd. Stay or go away in reference of your ego or someone else's ego. How is that playing out, especially with the digital? What are you trying to tell us, Miss Naomi? Affiliated. So somebody who was affiliated with this situation that elected her, see how it's the same color, who was stalking her as well, had an ego. They were in their ego. They probably told her, listen, I don't care if you stay or go. You know what I'm saying? I want you to just make sure you pay me back. And they knew she couldn't. They were playing mind games with her. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's saying to me. Yeah. So, because she felt like she sold her soul, the contracts that she signed, the things that she knew she had put on paper. That's why she already knew that she felt like she had sold her soul in reference of the things that she couldn't pay back. And they knew that too, and they played mind games. That's why they stalked her. They constantly bothered her in reference of the things that she sold, right? She maybe even had to sell some things in reference of, you know, the things that she was going through in her life. And you know, she hadn't been in the music industry. She probably wasn't had a lot of money either, you know. Give us some more messages in reference of you know, what happened to you? What were you, I see what you were saying, and she was feeling like stay or go too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said. But give us some more energy on this, especially the state in your body. What is that about, Miss Naomi Judd? Oh, let me get that card off the floor. Hold on, y'all. Oh, submissive. So somebody wanted her to submit to them in some shape, form, or fashion. Probably to submit in reference of coming back to the industry. Do more music. See? Come back, you know? Be submissive to me because you already owe me. See? That's why that submissive flew out. Yeah, but we'll clarify that. Give me the state in the body. What are you trying to tell us about the state in the body, Miss Naomi Judd? Oh, thief. Somebody was a thief. Okay, and this flew up, faded relationship. So somebody stole from her, she felt like, that she trusted. So whoever stole from her could have been why she also did this to herself, or maybe, you know, tried to do something to herself because she had a faded relationship with whoever was stealing from her. Okay, and this was the state that she was in, right, in reference of her body coming up, right? So that's what came out to clarify that. On the bottom of the deck is somebody she trusted. Give us the submissive. Why is this submissive here? Who wanted you to submit to them, Miss Naomi Judd? Who wanted you to submit to them? Who wanted you to submit to them? Submissive is here. So tell us in the cards, Miss Naomi Judd, who wanted you to submit to them? Why submissive here? You threw that out, submissive. Time. Yeah, they felt like, yeah, and see, she had a fear. She had a fear that it was already past the time. See, the time, it was since 91 that she stopped with the group, but she probably still was doing like little small gigs and stuff like that. But she felt like, listen, the time has already went past. She was in fear of things that were now digital. She was doing in 91, it wasn't things digital. You see, but they wanted her to submit to the new time, the time of now, right? They wanted her to submit to the digital things that are happening, and her to get to doing maybe even streaming music and try to record, re-record, and do all of that because of what? The debt they felt she owed, right? To pay them back. And there was an ego in it. They felt like, you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be submissive. You might as well get out of the mindset of staying or going. No, you need to. They wanted her to make her mind up, stay or go. Like you can't be, you know, they were affiliated with this whole situation. I feel like these people created chaos in her life, which I feel like this is the industry for her. I feel like Miss Judd is saying that she had a lot going on in reference of things she had to pay back. You know what I'm saying? Because the payback card is here. I feel like that has a lot. I feel like she was in fear in reference of the things that she, you know, wanted to do or couldn't do. Maybe because she no longer wanted to do it, or maybe she no longer had her voice or something of that sort. Can you give us a little bit more? She had a lot of faded relationships within the industry as well. A lot of things that were contractual that she didn't feel like she wanted to deal with anymore because they were harming her. They had stole from her in reference of her money, and then went through these blood contracts, see, with the judicial system here and the harm. Give me the last messages you would like for us to know in reference of telling your story about what truly happened. Why did you take your self out in reference of the situation that's here, Miss Judd? If you did take yourself out, show us through the cards what truly happened. What truly happened? I see that there was a lot here in reference of, you know, people doing things to you. I do see your body came up because of a faded relationship as well, and somebody stole from you. And the body is underneath that thief. So this thief may have caused you either to do this or they did it. So show us through the cards what happened, Miss Naomi Judd. Blunt force action. This was that blunt force trauma. I mean, like when the blunt force was the shot in the head. Okay, so yes, we know that. Separation. She was separating from something. There's a serpent here. When I see serpent, that's somebody living a double life. Either she was living a double life or somebody else was living a double life, a double-headed snake, okay? And it could have been somebody she was separating from, or maybe have separated from. The dark web is here. When I get the dark web, remember we got that the other day. It's like something's hidden, right? Because stuff is hidden on the dark web. The end of a battle, yeah, the end of a battle, and she won. I feel like she may have taken herself out, family, because of the mental, business. Yeah, it was the end of a battle of this business situation. Miss Naomi Campbell, why do I keep calling her Naomi Campbell? I don't know. Maybe Miss Naomi Campbell is connected to Miss Naomi Judd in some way, or maybe going through some of the same things that she's seeing, that I'm seeing here. But this is showing the end of a battle in reference of business. She feels like it's the end of a situation for her in reference of dealing with whoever this was that had an ego in the business industry that she was in, that was creating her to feel like, I just want to go away. And in time, this business situation was ending. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she felt that this was about the separation. The things that were hidden, there was a lot of secrecy, there was a lot of deception within this situation, and they felt that she was supposed to pay them back. But she was saying they were paying mind games. They already knew what they had in reference of some type of judicial situation, some type of contract or lawsuit or something they was going to get her to try to pay, even in a divorce, right? Shuffle or pull some more, Miss Naomi. Shuffle. All right. Just give me a little bit more in reference of what you feel, what you want to say in reference of you no longer being here on this planet, Miss Naomi Judd. This is the last in reference of you telling your story. Speak in the cards, Miss Naomi. Court. This lady felt she was going to have to go back to court about something that somebody felt she owed. You see? So she entrusted. She put the trust right back in the court. See? And this was about some type of business. See? This was about some type of business. And she's saying it was the end of a battle. That they wanted payback. Somebody felt that she had a debt that was owed, and they played games with her. They stalked her about this situation. And it was a faded relationship with whoever this was, and they was a thief, she's saying. They stole from her. That's what she's saying. What else, Miss Naomi? Yeah, it took money away. You see, this human trafficking doesn't mean that. In this case, it means taking money from someone that she trusted. Yeah, she got the key of life. She lost her path. Yeah, it was a cult. That is the industry. See, she talking about the industry there, family. See, the powers that be, higher ups that she may have dealt with, But definitely, yeah, her house. They may have even wanted to take her house. And it could have even been the person in her house, or somebody she may have been with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they were a part of this cult, or a part of this group of people that caused some type of chaos in her life. You see, because the house, she put out the house, and the house is the same color. When she died in her house, that was the end of the battle for her. So she did do this, yeah. Okay, she did this. The end of a battle in her house is what she's saying. All behind the industry, the business, court, lawsuit proceedings, right? That was going to harm her in some shape, form, or fashion. Faded relationships, people that stole from her, people that thought that she owed them something. They stalked her, messed with her mind. Her mental was already, not good. They stalked her behind this, and she trusted them. The end of the day. So that's all I see here. That's all that came out in reference of what Miss Naomi wanted to tell us, family. I'm going to leave it there. I seen deception, like I said. I do feel like it was, could have been like her, the energy of, yes, mental instability, and she was a sacrifice to the situation of what she felt was happening to her, where she didn't feel like she needed to pay these people back, or she didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And the state of the situation is that brought her to kill herself with her body being here. I don't see anything here in reference of anything else other than, you know, the fated relationship, the mind games, and the payback, and the court situation that somebody was stealing something from her. And this thief and the judicial system is the same color. See, that's energy of legal court system stuff that was going to harm her, she felt, and she couldn't take it. Okay, so she put it, the end of a battle is what she said, in the house. Same energy. All right, so that is the message in reference of what Miss Wyona Judge, not Wyona, that's her daughter, Naomi Judd wanted to tell us. I've been getting your name wrong. I'm so sorry, love. I send you back with peace, love, harmony. And I hope you gain peace in the spiritual realm, Naomi. I hope you gain peace. And I send you healing energy in reference of the energy, the things that went on in your life and what made you do this, or what could have happened to push you to this. All right, Ashe, we send you back with love. Thank you for the message. Ashe, 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 and so it is. So we send her back with love, family, and we're wrapping this one up. It's a very long one this time, but she had a lot to say, and I had a lot to tell you guys at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this one on Naomi Judd, and I will see you next time. Please, if you have any suicidal thoughts, the link is below for the suicide line, as well as the number is always 988. Don't do it. We love you. All right, you are worthy of being here. And this is why. And everything in this video is allegedly all based off of the Most High in spirit and her coming through. All right? Peace, family. I'll see you guys next time.
Gratitude for the sunshine. Gratitude for the moonlight. Every day feels like a new life.